Hi, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualized, my asexual life. This is the place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. And if you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live, like now, post a new video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape, or form. In a few moments, I'm going to be reviewing this Stomp the Yard Homecoming dance movie, so stay tuned. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome book, which is Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. I'm also the founder of asexuality.com, the founder of Asexualized Academy, and also the author of this awesome fibromyalgia self-help handbook, which is all about how to manage fibromyalgia to have less pain, more energy, and feel happier like a superhero rock star. So to crack on with today's video then, this film I watched today, it's one that I bought for my own birthday, and I have to say the dancing is absolutely phenomenal. So if you didn't know what asexuality means, asexuality is a sexual orientation that is the lack of sexual attraction. And for me personally, I don't like sex, I have no interest in it or nudity, and I like to watch movies that have no sex in them. So I review no sex movies on this channel. So this film, Stomp the Yard Homecoming, is the second in the Stomp the Yard series. I haven't actually seen the first. This is the second movie, which I know is quite strange to watch a second movie before a first, but I was buying stuff on Amazon, and this was really inexpensive, so I thought I'll give it a go, see what it's all about, because on one of my other dance movies, I'd heard this is a really, really good movie to watch. It was on a trailer and it looked really good. You know, the trailer was really awesome for it. So in terms of the dancing, it didn't disappoint. I thought the dancing was really, really good. Have I seen better? Yes. You've Got Served. If you've never seen the film You've Got Served, the You Got Served is probably the top one of the ones that I've ever seen in terms of dance routines, being basically shit hot, if you excuse the language. But this dancing is still really, really good. This dancing, Stomp the Yard Homecoming, is all about stepping. So it's a certain type of dancing, which takes actually a lot of skill, because you know, you're having to clap your hands, hit your thighs, and do it all in a routine with a team. So it's kind of a lot more harder to do that, because it's physically pounding your body with you touching it. So that's what makes the dancing very unique in this film, and unlike a lot of other dance movies I've actually seen. So does it have a good storyline? So obviously, as I don't like sex, I look for movies that haven't got sex in it. It hasn't got sex in it, although partway through the film, this woman tries to have sex with him, but it doesn't happen, so she just takes his top off. So what happens is this guy called he's called Chance, I think. Yeah, Chance. I was going to say Chase, because Chase is the guy in Step Up 2. But yeah, it's not Chase, it's Chance. So basically, this guy here, you can see him on the back as well, in a loved up situation. Basically, this guy Chance, he enters a film that he's doing a battle. He's doing a dance battle, and he loses the battle. And because he loses the battle, he ends up owing this like gang leader money. And it is a bit violent, the film. I did find some of the violence a little bit gritty. But it's you know, it's a 12 and it contains moderate violence according to the actual, you know, cover. So so he gets basically beaten up for the fact that he owes this guy money because he lost the battle, it's called. And so when he goes back basically to study at college, he joins this fraternity dancing group, and he's really out to get his college tuition fees. So the gang guy who basically beats him up says, is that what you want the money for? Is that why you wanted to win the dance competition? Because, you know, you wanted just to pay for college tuition fees. So you kind of know from the beginning he's kind of like not a really bad guy. He wants to do well in college, he wants to fund his education. So you kind of do feel for him as a character from the beginning, and you kind of feel a bit sorry for him that he's tried to do this dance battle, he's lost, and therefore owes this like gang leader money. and it's, you know, and he wants to do well in college. So when he's at college, he joins this fraternity, joins this dance crew, if you like, and he is very kind of like an aggressive attitude guy. So he doesn't like other guys being better than him. He doesn't like other guys being better at dancing than him, you know, wanting to, you know, like do one up on him, that type of thing. So he when he joins this fraternity and this dance crew, he kind of steps out of line and he kind of overshadows the guy who's the instructor, the dance instructor. But what happens is he actually plucks up courage to say to the dance instructor, you know, you've been doing the same dance. Let's, you know, that we're basically doing the same dance as you did like last, I think it's 2 years. But why don't we do something different? So he manages to persuade the instructor to let him lead the team and to actually do a different dance routine. And he is good at dancing. So, but what happens is, in the meantime, his old girlfriend comes back on the scene. Now, he currently has this beautiful girlfriend. Well, lots of, I'm not into women myself, but lots of guys would find her very beautiful, very intelligent. She's supposed to be like a very high standard of caliber woman. And his old girlfriend that comes in, she's more tarty looking. She's more all about sexual, like, you know, trying to use her sexuality, sexiness to get her boyfriend back, basically, and get him off the intelligent woman that he's now with. And unfortunately, he doesn't say no to her. So in the film, there's different subplots. One of them is the romantic storyline. That's he's basically ended up in a relationship with a really good woman, but his ex, who's not good for him, because she wasn't there when his mum died, which is another story that's going on in this film. Then, you know, he's better off with the woman he's with, but she gets in the way. So you've got kind of like a lot of these storylines going on. The main one being the fact he owed this gangster guy money. The other one is the fact he's in a romantic, well, obviously sexual relationship, because he's sexual, but you don't actually see him having sex with the woman he's with. You just see her really supporting him, caring about him, loving him. And then you see the other woman partway through the film trying to come on to him and have sex with him again, to prove that, you know, she's a woman for him after all, even though it's been split up with him for a year. And then you have this other thread that he lost his mother, and he works in his dad's restaurant, and basically his dad is trying to run the restaurant almost single-handedly. He's got 2 other people, but he wants his son to help him more because he needs to bring in money for the family and, you know, keep the place that his mother loved going. And because Chance is so busy being, you know, in this dance crew, he's late for work. He kind of is more interested in that than helping his dad out in the restaurant. That causes a lot of conflict. This gangster guy comes back and comes looking for him and beats up the people that he's in this dance crew with, and they find out what he's done is had this dance battle that he lost, and therefore he owes a debt to this gang leader. And so he then has to admit that he has been at fault and that this guy's after him, but he didn't do that originally. And one of his best friends got beaten up. So you've got kind of a lot of storylines going on. You've got the storyline of the gangster guy. You've got the storyline of the romantic relationship. You've got the storyline of his mother dying and the impact it's had on him and his father and the restaurant and the family as a whole. And then you've got, you know, this other kind of like story going on where he's not being truthful to people. He's lied. He does lie at first, saying, I don't know who you're talking about, this gangster, because he wasn't there when his friends were, dance crew, people were getting beaten up. He was there with this girl who was his old girlfriend, who was trying to have sex with him again. You don't actually see any sex in it. You just see her take his top off. You don't actually see her nude either. So I was really happy about it because I don't like nudity. But he actually said he couldn't do it. He said, I can't do this, but he does snog her first. And then he gets interrupted with the phone to say his best friend's got his leg broken. Because while he was with his ex, like, instead of being with his good woman, you know, who's got high standards, who's basically temporarily said, you know, like, if she's back on the scene, I'm going because I'm not accepted second best. So, you know, while he's there with this woman, his ex, who wants to have, well, is trying to have sex with him, his best mate gets his leg broken. So you've got the fact his best mate and him, you know, have to have this talk, and his best mate's like, you've always been selfish, but this is like ridiculous, you know? And so you've got a lot of him growing up in this movie. You've got a lot of him being tested. You've got a lot of him being like having a lot of issues going on at the same time, and how is he going to solve those issues? And so it's a really, really good film in the sense that it's got multiple storylines going on at once. Yes, there's a traditional dance type of storyline. There's usually quite common for an ex-girlfriend to come back on the scene. Obviously, there's always rivalry between different dance teams, and there usually is some family issue going on, some thread. So they have like quite a lot of the meat you would expect in a dance movie. But you know, if you like dance movies as much as I do, you kind of expect those things. You kind of want them to happen to a certain extent, because you know, if you buy that type of movie, you kind of like that type of thing. Usually it's the type of storyline that you kind of get used to. It would be nice if someone invented a bit more of a storyline, a bit more different storyline. I think some other films do have some other different storylines, but they tend to stick to the formula that works. Like, if something works, don't fix it because it's not broken, right? But it is really good. The dancing is very good. It is a bit of a different film to what I've seen before, because it's very, very much about brotherhood. So whereas the other dance movies are more like, you know, men and women and kind of like teamwork and, you know, different genders, this very much is about the guys versus the girls. Kind of like they're both, you know, the guys, particularly in this film, it's a lot about brotherhood, about bonding as guys, about, yeah, because you can see a lot of them here. Like, this is when he first joins in the film. This is quite symbolic, because he starts off being like a peasant type of person and then ends up triumphant at the end. Yeah, so the film is really worth a watch, especially as it's inexpensive off Amazon at the moment. I will post the links down below in the description if you want to grab your copy from Amazon. I did enjoy watching the film. I thought that it was a little bit violent for me. The blood was a little bit too realistic, but it wasn't for very long. It was horrible in the sense that the scenes weren't on for a very long time, and I am used to that from some dance movies. There's usually some form of kind of gangster guy and person owing the money in some of the other films I've watched, so I would recommend seeing it, especially if you like dance movies. I love dancing personally myself. I love watching the dance moves. I love kind of like learning about that stuff in my mind, kind of having a go at it, you know, with the hands and everything movement, and it's really, really good. The stomping, you know, it's like stomp the yard, and you do all the stepping with the hands and everything. It's really, really cool. I was doing afterwards when I was watching the choreography scenes, because there's deleted scenes and there's extra footage about the choreography in here, which I found really interesting. So definitely, I think this film's worth a watch. And like I said, I'll post the descriptions below. I'll post in the description below the links, and hopefully you'll get to see it and tell me what you think. If you've already seen the movie, please, please, please do post down below. If you haven't seen some of my other dance movie reviews, and indeed some of my other no sex movie reviews, I'll also post some of those in the description so that you can check out those as well. In the meantime, if you've got any films that you recommend that's got no nudity and no sex in them, or any particular dance movie, because I really love dance movies, please post them in the comments below and say why you recommend it. It'd be awesome to have some more ideas coming forward on this channel. And until next time, brace your quirky and each other's. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. As always, please subscribe if you haven't already, and please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live right now or post a new video. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and I'll see you on the next video or live stream. Take care. Bye. Bye.